I met a gypsy.
Kenny, you have done, I guess, maybe some of the least amount of racing this year, but then we fast forward into these SMX rounds, and dude, I mean, I think at the first round, Jet kind of looked a little over it coming off the season. It's so much like you've been there before, your first 450 season. You see some other guys that are dealing with little things, but I mean, it really seemed like you were ready to rip these rounds, and obviously it paid off. How different was this season competing such a limited schedule, but really being able to peak when you needed to peak?
That's what happens when you're halfway retired, part-time guy. But ultimately, that's really the reason why I did this, right? Like in the past, I honestly lost fun racing, period. And I wanted to rewrite that a little bit because I don't think it was fair. I've done this my whole life and always loved it, and then you kind of fall into a hole, and it's just not the same anymore. And I was just trying to grasp onto something different. And I know you get shit from people, you know, why I'm not racing and I'm scared and all this shit. But you know, I have to also think about myself, and you know, I want to prolong my career. And you know, I thought about retirement at one point, and now I'm thinking back. I'm like, what the heck was I thinking? But when you're in that position, like, you don't really see an out, you know, or the light at the end of the tunnel. So that was my change for this year, and I'm glad that I did it because I do feel like I'm a completely different rider than in the past. So now I'm going to be able to build from here, and I actually think that I can do this, even racing more again, because I don't know, I've just found something for me personally, and also for not racing a lot, like just getting the intensity back. I just found something that helps me out and the way I create my program and everything, and it seems to work out.
Oh, happy for you, brother.
You.
Jet, this year with you, it seemed like every week there was a new story as to why you were going to lose this weekend, who was going to beat you this weekend. You don't have experience. Like, every single week there's a new storyline. And then, obviously, last week, maybe it took a little bit of an L on the podium, even though you won the race. But how has it been, like, blocking that stuff out and just showing up on Saturday nights and doing what you do?
I mean, yeah, I just don't go on social media, really. I mean, I go on there and I look on TikTok stuff and do kids stuff on there, but I mean, I'm still so young, so I mean, you could write whatever you want about me, and I mean, even the meme pages that are roasting me, I see that, and I think that's awesome. I mean, I laugh at that. I laugh at myself most of the time. I know I say dumb stuff, and that was a foot in the mouth moment for sure. But I mean, I'm only 20 years old. I'm still live and I learn, and yeah, I mean, definitely won't be doing one of those again. And definitely gonna be looking at the maths book in the off season for sure.
I was gonna say, don't go to Jet's math class.
No.
Well, tonight 1 + 1 = 1 million. So
I mean, that was easy.
I still need to have you sign this pen. Do you see it?
No. I like that one. I got roasted all this week for, like, even from my friends. They were sending like math things of like it was like that whiteout kind of like pen thing, and it's like a math equations, and like the thing got like this thick of white stuff because the guy kept getting it wrong and going over. I got sent that. I was getting tagged so many things, but I mean, I just laugh myself. I know I'm not the best at maths. I'm probably not the brightest guy on books, but hey, I just know how to ride a dirt bike and just twist the throttle.
That's all. Coop, for you, you've been in these situations in your career before where you get doubted by everybody, and then that seems to be when you do your best work. Do you feel like with everything that happened to KTM, kind of an unprecedented switch, I guess, midway through the season, but it seems like you're back in that corner where you do your best work? Is it, on paper, it might look like a season that wasn't the best, but do you sort of secretly in yourself be like, all right, this is kind of where I want to be?
No, for sure. I mean, like you said, I think for me, whenever my back's against the wall, I tend to do well. And obviously, I've raced Ken a lot of my career, and I see what he's done these last three. So it's no secret I can definitely get back there. And obviously, in Supercross, when I look back this year, it was one crash away from being pretty good. So, you know, it was definitely a weird scenario the way it all went down, and switching mid-season and kind of like that. And you know, I think it was good for me to kind of get my ass handed to me these three and really light a fire. So, like I said, I think the competition's getting tough, and it's definitely probably the gnarliest it's been, but I feel like I have that experience, and over 17 rounds, I've always been up there. So looking forward to the fight and getting back to being up top for sure.
So, Jet, this year, Chase was obviously your biggest competition outdoors, and then for this, kind of interesting dynamic because you guys are under the same rig. You've kind of been in each other's orbit for a while, and I mean, some extremely close racing. We never saw any contact. Obviously, extremely respectful. He's going to KTM next year, we assume. Different team. No, you guys don't have to walk by the truck. You don't have to get changed together. Like, you've got now what he wants. I mean, I know you're the most happy-go-lucky dude ever, but in the back of your mind, do you kind of see that dynamic with Chase changing? Because, like, next year he can ice you 100. Like, he does not have to see you or interact with you unless you guys are on the track when it's business. Like, I guess, do you think about how that dynamic can possibly change next year?
I don't think so. Chase is such an awesome kid, and is just so kind-hearted. I mean, we can go and battle for 35 minutes and come in and I mean, if he loses, I lose. I think we still get along very well, and no matter what it is, we'll go in the truck and we barely even talk about racing. We talk about anything. So I mean, I think he's such a good kid. Obviously now we probably won't talk as much because we're not on the same rig, but I'm sure if we go down the line and we see each other, we say hello, and I know both of us, we have the respect for each other because we know the work that we put into the sport, and we both respect every other rider out there just because to be up at the top level of this isn't easy.
Hayden, it's one of these, this is a weird round where you come into this race with so much backstory. So your dad wins here in 97. He ghost rides the bike. It's immortalised in Supercross history as one of the craziest things that we've ever seen. He did the first 360 here. This is like the house that Deegan built when it comes to motorsport. And it just kind of felt like there was something that was going to go down here this weekend. Did it enter your mind like, I'm just going to win this race because, like, this is literally our house? I mean, I know that it's hard because there's guys out there and it's not easy to win these races anytime, but it had to feel like there was something special going on this weekend.
Yeah, definitely. There's the Deegan name's big on the LA Coliseum, so the pressure was obviously there because you want to keep that legacy going, so I kind of had to, fulfill it. And, after that first moto, I was like, I might not be fulfilling it. But then I was like, well, we got to pick it up. Duff's, bro, come on, buddy, you're being weak. So we had to toughen up for that second moto, and we were able to keep it going.
So the ghost ride was on everybody's mind if you won. You did win. We didn't see the ghost ride. Did anyone say anything to you that if you do that, you'd get a fine or you'd get dock positions? Or was there a reason why you didn't do it? Because we do know you like to send.
Yeah, I wanted to ghost ride the bike, but I didn't know I won. I thought I got like second overall or third overall because, I just had a fifth in the first moto, so I didn't think I won the race. But then I was like, maybe we'll just save it for when I, fully win the race. I still got 5-2. That's not, I won the overall, but still, winning a Supercross, that's kind of when it's going to happen.
Was there any talk with anyone, though, around you doing it? Or you were just, no one said anything? It was kind of like you could do what you wanted to do?
No, I, ghost rode his bike after the finish at Ironman or whatever, so I was like, we're chilling. So that was kind of, but we went 5-2, so we didn't do it.
We're excited to announce the launch of our new membership site, gypsytales.com, packed with exclusive content and perks that you won't find anywhere else. This is your chance to become a part of the Gypsy Gang, and as a special bonus, if you sign up to an annual membership, you'll be entered into the draw to win our custom-built TC125. Gypsy Gang.